A warm welcome, my dear children. I extend to you for the next topic, subject, that is civics. Civics is a study about the citizens. You are a citizen of this country. I am a citizen of this country. Hence, it is a study about our own selves, about how we came into being, how we came to inherit this wonderful land, our mother country, and the rights we have, the duties we must fulfill, and the society where we live. Hence, this will give you a very good idea about where we are, how we are, and why we are on the earth. Civics, when you talk about the word civics, naturally, the first lesson that we must undertake is about the study of our country. India, known as Bharat, is a very big country. This wonderful land, our motherland, was invaded by different tribes, different people, the Greeks, the Huns, and the Mongols, the Mughals, the Britishers, and the Arabs. Earlier, all these people invaded and they lived on the earth, made this land their own country. Hence, people of those races finally came into being, and we call ourselves as Indians. It's rightly called India the Anthological Museum, a museum of human races. It will be quite interesting to you to know about our own country since its existence. We don't have the evidence when India came into being. We have the concrete evidences about different countries. India existed before the rest of the countries, before the civilizations came into being. Dear children, this lesson we will discuss in detail the cultural unity of our country, the language, literature, festivals, customs, habits and the heritage, food and dress habits, art and architecture, music and dance, unity in diversity, and the factors affecting this national integration. This will give you a clear picture about the problems facing our country and the problems we faced earlier and how we should adapt to the changing circumstances. And automatically occurs. So here we are to discuss the importance of transport and communication and the role they play. Culture is the activity of every man in. Now, by the time the philosophy, the custom and food habits, the dressing habits, the music and the dance form, the art and the architecture, the totality of the person's contribution to the society is called culture. India's culture is known to be the best culture in the world. People from all over the world flock to this holy land for getting to know more and more about Indian culture, because this culture stands distinctly apart from the rest of the world. Cultural unity, though we have different ethnic groups, as I stated earlier, the Greeks came, the Huns came, the Arabs came, and the Mughals, the Britishers, all left indelible marks in the Indian soil, leaving their own culture, but the country as a whole imbibed all the cultures and blended it as Indian culture. Hence, this culture is said to be the best culture in the world. Though it has got its diversity, it exists as a distinct whole, and there is a unity, cultural unity. The next is language. Dear children, language is the identity of every culture. In India, we have got more than 845 languages spoken across the length and breadth of the country. It has got 22 constitutionally recognized languages. In 1941, the states were reorganized on the basis of language. But though we have different languages, more than 845 languages, we people live in different parts of the country based on language. We have a feeling of Indianness. It is not found in any part of the world. Language, though, tells everybody has got love for one's own mother tongue, people live in absolute harmony. People tolerate, people accept. We have got our own neighbors. In Kerala, people speak Malayalam. Karnataka, people speak Kannada. And in Andhra, people speak Telugu. Yet, our own people from Tamil Nadu settle in Karnataka, Andhra and Kerala, and they assimilate their own culture. Hence, they come and they live among us. There is no high tension among these people. That's how India comprises of 30 states and 7 union territories. It has got 845 languages. This is the only country in the world which has got 845 languages, yet it lives as a single nation. It's a matter of great pride for all of us to be knowing that we have no high volatile problems regarding the languages. The next factor that India has as a distinct area is literature. Literature. India is a treasure house of knowledge. People from all over the world, since time immemorial, invaded, came to our country not only for our wealth but also for the wealth of wisdom. India is known as the holy land of seers, sannyasis. People, it's a land of philosophy. It's a land of spirituality. It is because of this greatest contribution from the field of literature. Literature is the writing of the great thoughts by great men. This is the only country which possesses immense literary wealth. In our own mother tongue Tamil, we have the Thirukural, நாலாயிர திவ்ய பிரபந்தம், 8 தொகை, 10 பாட்டு, புறநானூறு, அகநானூறு, தேவாரம், திருவாசகம், and a lot more. In your own Tamil literature, you may have got varieties, hundreds of varieties as part of our study. If you travel back to North India, we have Valmiki's Ramayana and Kalidasa's Meghadoot and Sakuntala. Apart from that, every literature, every language has produced voluminous works of its own literary work, and it has got its own scholars. Dear children, it is this literature that enriches the people. It is the literature that tells the people how rich they were in knowledge when in the ancient time, in the medieval time, and even in the modern time. Indian literary treasure is liked by one and all throughout the world. People of the Western countries have translated most of the Indian literary work into their languages, telling the world how rich in its content. Hence, This is another unifying factor. People in our own country read the others' works. People from Tamil Nadu read the work of Kalidasa, read the work of Kerala writers, read the works of Orissa writers. In the same way, people from West Bengal read the works of Gujarat. My dear children, the next unifying factor in India is festivals. Throughout the year, all the 365 days of the year in India, we have got festivals. Apart from the national festivals, we Indians have got the festivals for every state. Apart from the state festivals, we have got religious festivals. The Hindus celebrate Rama Navami, Diwali, Krishna Jayanti, Durga Puja, apart from the local festivals. Similarly, the Muslims celebrate Ramjan, Miladi-Nabi, Muharram. Christians have the Easter and Christmas. The Buddhists have Buddha Purnima and the Jains have Mahavira Jayanti. The same way, the Sikhs have their own Guru Nanak's birthday. Dear children, it is the festivals that unite the people of India. All the people, though they belong to different cultures, different races, different languages, people celebrate each other's festival, bringing unity, instilling brotherhood and harmony. The next is custom, habits and heritage. Customs, it is the habits, the rituals celebrated by the people. Every community has got its own customs. From birth to death, every community, every group has got a unique custom of celebrating the birthday, celebrating the people's marriage and other family functions. Apart from, we have the habits. Habits refer to the acquired knowledge about how to move about people. And the next one is heritage. The heritage that we have acquired from our own forefathers, from our own ancestors, that tells to the world how rich we were, not only in our behavior, but also in our demeanor. Then let's talk about food and dress. People in South India, we consume rice, whereas the people in North India take wheat. Food habits vary from region to region. The people in plain consume variety of foods, and the people in mountainous area, they take different varieties. Food varies, and as well as dress habits. If you happen to go to North India, you will see the head of the ladies covered with their saris, whereas in South India, people are ordinarily dressed. And every state has got its own dressing habits. Travel to the northeast, you will see the people, tribals, wearing their own tribal dress. Yet, we have got hundreds of food habits and dressing sense, yet people have the oneness, that is the Indianness, that is the underlying thread that is running through the length and breadth of this country. Dear children, I would like to take you to the next topic of discussion, that is art and architecture. Art and architecture, that tells volumes about the engineering skill of the people. We have got mammoth temples, magnificent churches, palatial mosques. All these were built in different style. Greek style, Gothic style, Mughal style and Tamil culture style. Dear children, If we talk about art and architecture, the temples in Kasi, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Puri temple, temples at Abu Mountains, and temples in our own state, Tamil Nadu, Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple, Tanjai Pragadiswara temple, temple at Thiruvannamalai, temple at Parani. Volumes and volumes we can refer and we can get reminded ourselves about this art and architecture. Paintings, the Ajanta and Ellora caves, which were painted several centuries back, still stand testimony to the Indian painting skill. Music and dance form that has got its own structure in the Indian psyche, without which our life is incomplete. We have got the Carnatic music and the Hindustani music. We have got Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Odissi, Kathakali, and the tribal dance of the Northeast. These dance forms and the music that unite the people of the whole country. The films taken in one state reaches the rest of the country. You know the famous actor Amitabh Bachchan, he is from North India. The actor from our own state, Kamal Haasan or Rajinikanth, they are known in different parts of the country. A person from Jammu Kashmir travels to Kanyakumari. There he finds his own movies in his own language. People watch the music and dance of the others of their states, yet people love their own culture and their country. Thereby we have got unity in diversity. India is like a garland. It is woven up of different flowers, yet every flower is very important, without which a garland is no more called a garland. Our land, India, is known for its unity in diversity. People admire the unity we have. They'll admire how, in spite of these differences, people are able to coexist together. India is the second largest democracy in the world. We have got one general election. We have got state elections. Hence, people of all the world eye with envious look how we are able to live harmoniously, forgetting our own differences. These are our assets, dear children. But as you know, every human body has got its own sicknesses. Every country has got its own problems. What are the factors that may harm or which can affect the national integration? We must discuss a bit in detail so that we all become aware of these harmful ingredients, factors which can disintegrate the country and shatter the peace of this nation. There are factors. The first factor that disturbs the national integration is communalism. What is communalism? Communalism is placing one's religion or one's community above the other with narrow-mindedness. In India, we have discussed that it has got so many religions. It has got so many communities, so many tribes, races. If people, one community feels that it is above the other, the peace is shattered. We have got the history of communal violence. You may have heard about the terrorism associated with the communalism. So communalism is one of the most threatening factors that can disintegrate, that can destabilize the peace of our country. So communalism has to be eradicated. How can we eradicate? By developing love for each other's community, each other's mutual respect for the other religion, mutual respect for the other person's dignity. No religion is above the other. No community is above the other. When these thoughts enter our mind, communalism will vanish automatically. The next factor that can take the peace from our country is lingualism. What is linguism, dear children? Linguism is giving importance to one's own mother tongue and relegating the other languages to nothing. Everybody loves his own mother tongue. It doesn't mean that only our mother tongue is superior to all other languages. As I said, India has got 845 languages. All the languages are rich in their content, rich in their literature, rich in their expression. No language is superior. We have got people, narrow-minded people, thrusting one language above the other, trying to destroy the uniqueness. Hence, we have got so much of struggle with the linguism. We must take away such love for our own mother tongue so much that it takes away the love for other languages. Thereby, we can easily eradicate, abolish linguism. The next factor that can threaten the peace of this country is casteism. You know, India, people are divided on the basis of caste. We have got different strata of the society. Casteism is placing one community above the other, one's caste above the other caste. A person's order of birth is determined by the place where he is born. It is casteism that has done enormous harm to India than any other factor. Casteism cannot be wished away that easily. If we all contribute, changing our mindset, casteism can be easily removed. It is more in the mind than in the society. It is we, the people, have to take an initiative to abolish casteism. In India, it is said that we have more than 6,000 caste groups. It is high time that we all come together, forgetting that it is casteism that is important. More than that, it is humanity that has got to be given more value. The next factor we have to take for discussion is economic disparity. The gap between the rich and the poor. There is a huge divide between the rich and the poor. Money is concentrated in few hands. A large number of farmers, laborers are striving hard for their square meal a day, whereas the rich people wallow in wealth. Economic disparity can lead to violence. You may have heard about Naxalism. There are different parts in India where the lands are occupied by few jamindars, few bhumidars. Thereby, people take up arms against those people, and only because it is economic disparity. Landless poor work day and night for paltry sum, whereas the entire benefit reaches only the rich. If economic disparity continues, people will become more violent. It can easily take away the peace that we cherish. The last factor that can harm the national integration is regional imbalance. We have got 30 states, 7 union territories. Every state needs, according to its share, the monetary benefits from the central government. Every state has got its own geographical needs, it has got its own societal needs, and if the state is underdeveloped, if another state is highly developed, it is regional imbalance. If one district is more developed than the rest of the district, it is regional imbalance. We cannot call a country highly developed if 1, 2, 3 states are developed and the rest of the states are backward. This regional imbalance will lead to violence, and thereby the country will be broken into fragments. It is the imperative from the part of the government and the people who live in each society to develop each place so that each state gets developed, each district gets developed, thereby the country becomes developed, thereby the national integration is enhanced.